How to make 10K in the next 30 days wholesaling real estate. Guys, my name is Rick Ginn, and in this video, I'm gonna walk you through 5 specific steps on how you can easily accomplish this and get started in wholesaling today. But before I share you this information, do me a favor, make sure you smash that like button, you hit that subscribe button to continue to receive the best up-to-date information on wholesaling today. So you're probably thinking 10K in 30 days, if you lost your mind, Rick, and I'm here to tell you, I've done it. I've taught thousands of people to do it. And it's up to you if you want to make it a priority to make that 10K in the next 30 days. If so, let's dive into it. So the point of this video is if we're going to make 10K in 30 days, we got to get down to business. So first step, go over to freewholesaling.com, check it out. And it goes in order of the sequence of events you have to do. So the first thing we have to do is we have to find motivated sellers. That is your main job in wholesaling. And in this video, I'm going to break down the 5 simplest steps to get to that 10K the fastest way possible. Now, just because I say it's the fastest way possible does not mean it's the easiest way possible. You're going to have to do the work. You're going to have to put in the time. You're going to have to put yourself out there. If you're not willing to do that, it's not going to work. If you're willing to do it, let's march forward. So great. Now we've got to aim our fire and find people with problems with houses. That's how you get motivated sellers. Motivated sellers need to sell their house. They don't want to sell their house. They need to sell their house because they have to move. They have a financial disability, or they have some sort of problem they need to solve by selling their house. These are the people that will easily do a deal with him. The real secret here is finding those people. How do we do it? So let's take the simplest approach possible. Number 1, driving for dollars. You just get in your car and you go look for ugly houses. The longer you make that list, the better your probability of striking a deal with a motivated seller. How do you do it? It's simple. Get in your car, drive, look for an ugly house. You know what an ugly house looks for? Look for the ones where the grass is high, there's a blue tarp on the roof, there's boards on the windows, and the house just looks really bad. Write down the address, and you're going to simply skip trace that address, which basically you find the owner, and then you find their contact information, most importantly, their phone number, and you're going to get in contact with them. The next one we teach you is how to go after government lists. What are government lists? These are the lists that are derived from your local governments, mostly your county and your city. And it's a list where there's smoke, there's fire. Let me give you an example. If you're on the code violation list, it means your grass is overgrown or you're doing something to hurt the neighbor's value, and the city gets called on it. Either the city goes by and puts you on a list, or the neighbor calls on you. And then you got 30 days to rectify it before they start putting fines against your property. Why is that a problem? Because if you don't address it, they can fine you up to $100 a day for a long, long time. So you don't want to be on this list. Most people don't go on these types of lists by choice. They do it because they have some sort of financial stress. Most likely the house needs to be sold. That's why we come in as wholesalers to help them out. Code violations is just one of the lists. There's tax delinquencies, there's eviction lists, there's foreclosures, there's water shutoffs, there's fire damaged properties, probates. If you want to learn more how to do it in detail, go to freewholesaling.com. But you got to get the most motivated list possible. If you think you're going to go on MLS and go on and just go on a Zillow Fizbo and make 10K in 30 days, it's possible, but it's hard. You've got to find the most motivated sellers. How do you do it? Driving for dollars, government lists. Now, what I do from your government list, I want you to take the foreclosures and the tax delinquencies once you get these lists, and you're going to do a technique we call reverse driving for dollars. So if I have 50 foreclosures, I'm going to go and find the address for all of them, and I'm going to put a sticky note on each one of the doors. It says, got a quick question about your house, call me Rick, and I'm going to put on my virtual phone number. That's it. So if I put up 50 sticky notes and 2 or 3 people call me, I just made my time much more efficient, and now I'm dealing with the people that are interested in talking to me. As opposed to having 50 conversations with 47 people that aren't interested, it's just an easy way to systematize your time. And with the event of Ring doorbells and everything else, door knocking is really hard these days. It's not impossible, but you have 50% of the people don't even show up to the door anymore. So reverse driving for dollars. Once again, I teach this in grave detail at freewholesaling.com. The only complete wholesaling course that is 100% free. Why? Because with today's technology, you don't need to pay $10,000 to learn the basics of wholesaling. What you need is a direct course from someone who's got 20 years plus experience. Know anyone like that? And then you are going to have to take a massive amount of action. And if you can put those two together, you can do amazing things in wholesaling. So now we know how to find these lists. And this honestly are going to be your most motivated list. We're trying to do 10K in 30 days. You got to go attack these lists. The next thing is we basically have to reach out and contact these sellers. So go to your property appraisal appraiser site, find the owner of the property, cross-reference the address, then you can skip trace it. A free way to do it is truepeoplesearch.com, find their phone number, and call the seller. Yes, you're gonna have to pick up the phone, you're gonna have to call them. It's a simple conversation. Are you interested in selling your house? Boom. You're interested in selling your property. And then from there, I'm gonna teach you how to have a conversation with them. And then once you converse with them, you got a good rapport. It's just a matter of finding the right price to buy these properties. You have multiple options in contacting them. You can do cold calling, by far the most popular. You just got to skip trace it. You can do it for free, or you can do a paid version of it. The other ways you guys can do it is you can text them, do an SMS campaign. That works too. You can do some old school door knocking. Honestly, door knocking used to be my favorite way to get the deal the fastest, but in today's age, it's much harder to door knock, and you can do reverse driving for dollars. Whatever is going to push the pace for you, because if you're trying to get 10K in 30 days, you're going to need an incredible amount of volume. And volume is counted by the number of leads you have and the number of contacts you make. If you only make 20 contacts a day, you are not going to make 10 grand in 30 days. You are going to need hundreds of contacts per day. I'm not even going to set you a limit, as many as you can humanly possibly do, because if you're new to wholesaling, the only way to override your inexperience is to make up in volume and enthusiasm, great energy, and being a helpful person that has an infectious, contagious personality, because people like to do business with people just like that. That's who I need you to be. So I've given you the number one, the list where to go for the most motivation. Number two, I showed you how simply to contact these people is very straightforward. You have to do the work. I can't do it for you. Number three, I'm going to give you the keep it simple, stupid plan, because most of you are going to way overcomplicate this. Take your ego out of it and it will fix this part for you. But let me share with you in step three, the tips that you have to apply to get a great deal, the 10K within the next 30 days. Number one, wholesaling is not a sales job. It's actually the complete opposite. You are a guide. You are there to help people get through their own mess so they can sell the house. Remember, selling a house is one of the most taxing and overwhelming decisions in a human's life, and you have to be there, be their guide, and help guide them through. Remember, you are only qualifying them and guiding them. You are never going to make a seller sell you a house. You are not a realtor. Realtors try to force people to do listings. Wholesalers guide people, and we qualify them. And if it all works out and you build rapport, they will do a deal with you. It's that simple. If you think you're a slick used car salesman, it does not work in wholesaling at all. You need to go to another business if that's your approach. The next part of the keep it simple, stupid plan, you got to be authentic. How do you do that? Just be yourself. God only made one of you, and you're a unique individual print, and there's nobody else like you in the world. Use it. If you're funny, make people laugh. Laughter is always a great cure to do business with people. Get people to smile and get people to talking about their family and their love of life. And if you do that, amazing things happen with sellers. You see, the difference in how I teach wholesaling is I actually want to connect with people, help people out, and create a win-win situation. I'm not here to force anybody to do anything. I've never believed in that, and it's never worked in the sales industry at all. The next thing you have to do is you have to be the authority. But you'll think, Rick, I don't have any experience to be the authority. Your authority is your inner confidence, your ability to help people. If you truly want to help people and you want to use wholesaling as your vehicle to get what you want in life, you're going to have to help a lot of people out. The more people you help, the more money you're going to make. Be an expert, be an authority on it. And it doesn't mean you know everything. It's actually the complete opposite. Be confident in what you say, and what you don't know the answers, go seek the answers and get back to your sellers in a timely basis. You never want to lie to your sellers, because that's not how you build good rapport and trust. Think about this, and your families and friends, if you ever lied to them, what happens when you get caught doing it? It creates massive distrust. And honestly, when you do it, it creates distrust in your own personality. And I don't want you to do that. You see, once you do all these steps in the keep it simple, stupid plan, it allows you to build rapport with your sellers. You tell them the truth, you be authentic, you be the authority, you be the guide. You don't force them, you guide them. And if you do that, you build an amazing rapport. And how do you know when you're building amazing rapport? When the conversation flows just like when you're sitting with your friends and family. Because man, everybody wants to do business with family. You guys see examples all the time in your life. Hey, use my friend over here. He sells the most amazing paintings. He's so skilled. He's so talented. And you just buy it. You are trying to do the same thing here. If you connect with people by building amazing rapport and having an amazing conversation, you have a high probability of striking a great deal with a motivated seller. So our next step is number 4, is once you do the negotiations, and I don't have enough time teaching negotiations here. You just got to ask for it. Go to freewholesaling.com. I teach you how to go for the no in the negotiations and save you all the time and aggravation of a long drawn out negotiation. The key is you have to build amazing rapport. Once you do that, you simply write a contract. We recommend doing our 2-page contract. Keep it really really simple. You see where I'm going with this? Once you have that contract, you turn around and you just sell your contract to a cash buyer. And you do this over and over again. Honestly, you only have to do this once or twice to get that 10K. It's up to you if you want to create the urgency for it. If you want to create urgency, this honestly is a no-brainer. You see, it's not up to me. It's absolutely up to you if you want to make that 10K in the next 30 days. And I promise you this, if you engage and take on this challenge, you will learn so much about yourself, so much about the wholesaling business, and either you're going to fall in love with it and explode, or you're going to learn what you're not good at and you're going to figure out how to move forward. Either way, you're going to win if you take my advice on this video. Now, I know what you're saying. Go, Rick, you told me 5 steps. I'm going to share the 5th step, which is even going to help you out anymore. It's called reverse wholesaling. And the reason why I tell you about this strategy, I did not invent reverse wholesaling. It's been around forever. You're just doing wholesaling in the reverse order. So what you want to do is go out and find your cash buyers, find out what areas they're buying, what price points they're paying for, if they're fix and flippers, if they're just tired old landlords that want more properties. And then once you know, you go out to those areas, you specifically market to that geographic area. You can do door knocking, reverse driving for dollars, whatever you have to do, just standard driving for dollars. And you go out and you talk to these sellers. And once you start getting close to getting a deal, now if you have a home run deal, just ink it right there. Don't wait. By reverse wholesaling, this is what it allows you to do. Listen to me carefully. It lets you write contracts on what we call questionable deals, where you're not sure if you can sell it, but the seller's really motivated. You can put those types of deals under contract. The other one is if you know you have a guaranteed buyer, you have a high probability of getting these deals done. And most of you lack confidence in your buyers. So if you know your buyer's all set, you've preconditioned them, and this is the right house, the right area, and the right price, you are so much more confident in writing these contracts. And then the final piece on reverse wholesaling is it doesn't screw around with your inspection days. So if you had to write a contract, say for a 10 or 14 day inspection, which I'm going to be brutally honest with you, it's short. That's like realtor world. Is before I let the clock start ticking that on a deal, maybe it's a little bit too tight. If I reach out to all my cash buyers, I don't share them the address. I just let them know the area the property's in and the particulars. Hey, I'm going to be entering on a contract for a 3-2 in this development, roughly the square footage. Here's the rehab. What do you think you need to be in it? And if he says, listen, I can pay 150 grand for that, and your seller's already at 150 grand, here's the strategy you do. You go back to your seller and go, listen, I can enter a contract right now for you for 145. I start at 140, but you can go up to 145. And then you're going to go back to your cash buyer once you have it under contract, because you only got 14 days to get this done. You can go back to him and say, listen, if you can do 155, it's yours. You can close. We can have it done in a week. Now, him and Hall, even if they take a slight, they'll give you, say they gave you $3,000 more and you got 5 from the seller. That's an $8,000 assignment fee. What makes it possible? Reverse wholesaling. You see, if you did this deal in the other order, you just put it under contract and then you start calling your cash buyers and everyone's not going to offer you, you're not going to make any money. You're going to have to get out of that contract relatively quickly. Whereas this one, you can take 2, 3, 7 days to find the cash buyer. And then once you get it, then you're not screwing around with your inspection period. I love this because you can do deals a little bit on the edge. And honestly, if it's not a great deal, I don't want you putting it under contract unless you have a cash buyer ready to go. How do you do that? Reverse wholesaling. It works really well. Do not give your cash buyers the address. That is the key. And by doing that, it will help your confidence. Now, listen, whenever you have a great deal, put it under contract, but questionable deals that are tight, you can do it in reverse wholesaling order. Use this trick. It's not even a trick. It's been around forever. I started it back in 2004 and it works really well. And especially in markets that we have right now, it is a huge advantage because now you can sign up some more risky deals and you don't have to worry about the clock ticking until you find that cash buyer. So guys, let me know in the comments, are you going to use these techniques to make 10K in the next 30 days? I know I've done it. I've watched thousands of people I've taught do it. The question is, are you up to the challenge? And I promise you, if you take me up on this challenge, you're either going to pocket 10K or more, or you're going to learn how to get there even faster. Either way, it's a win. Go ahead, get started. The key is get started, guys. Go to freewholesaling.com and take action today. The 10K is for yours to get. It's up to you if you're going to go get it. And guys, if you got value from this video, do me a favor, make sure you smash that like button. You hit that subscribe notification button to continue to receive the best information on wholesaling today. Guys, this is Rick again, and I'll see you in the next video. See you.